Hi friends, it's Velvet. I am here on a Sunday. It is July 2nd. And I did something yesterday that I thought I would show you. And maybe you can join me and we can do some decorating. So, excuse me. I have a whole bunch of packaging paper here. And I thought maybe I would dry emboss some of it. And then use it in collages or clusters or I don't know, whatever. So this is everything that I did yesterday. It was kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest with you, because I don't really have a dedicated spot for my Sizzix. So I have to pull it out of its spot and get it set up and then make sure I've got the sandwich right, blah, 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 blah. But this is what I came up with, and I plan to just kind of go over these things so that the embossing is highlighted. So, you know what? I think I want to try, oops, I think I might have jiggled that. I think I want to try a lighter color first. So this is Vintage Photo. And then really the best way to do this is to make sure you've got a very flat surface. And then you're going to take with, an extremely light hand and just kind of go over this. And you can already see how these embossed spots are more defined now compared to that. And you can do any color you want. So if you're like doing a blue journal or something, this would probably look great with like faded jeans, distress ink to highlight this stuff. And I'm just going to do this under part too because I'm not sure how I planned to use this. Whether I'm going to plan it to be a layered thing or if I'm just going to rip it apart and use little pieces. There. So I think you kind of get the idea. And I apologize for the terrible, you can see my camera right here. I know you can because I can see it and it's driving me nuts. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it because I have to have my overhead lights on. Otherwise, it's like super, super dark in here. So I apologize for that. Hopefully you can see this well enough that that you can see how I'm doing this. So this one is one of those bubble kind of embossing folders. I decided to go with something a little darker, and I have already messed it up by going in with too heavy of a hand, but it's okay because it does matter. It's a junk journal. I mean, these will be used in junk journals, and it doesn't really matter if you mess stuff up. But it does look better with the embossing highlighted. This is a cool texture from Textures. Who's it from? Now I don't remember. It was a whole set of like steampunk pipe type stuff. And this is one of them. It looks so much better with it darkened. And here is writing. I think it must go like that. I'm going to do my best to keep my hand light. Now, one thing I didn't want to try is those brushes, that almost look like a toothbrush. I think that would put the ink into all the crevices, and that's not what I'm looking to do right now. What I really want to do is highlight what is embossed off the page. That looks nice. Maybe it goes like this. I guess it probably goes like that. That's a good one, I have to say. I'm just gonna, there. So I'm just gonna do a couple more of these with you. And then maybe we can do some clusters or maybe a little collaging, which basically is clusters. I mean, if you look at clusters, that's basically collaging. And I think I have figured out why I love everyone else's collages and clusters so much, but I can't duplicate them. And I think it's because when I love something, I don't want to cover up a single bit of it. So like this. It would be very hard for me to, you know, I mean, it wouldn't be hard for me to rip it up into like quarters or whatever, but put it down and then cover it almost completely with all kinds of stuff so that only like one word is showing, because I want the beauty of the whole thing showing, but that's not the idea of collaging. And I just came to that realization today that that's probably why I don't do collages. Because I can't bear to see pretty stuff covered up. And yet, I really love it when other people do it. I absolutely love seeing collage work. Love, love, love it. One of my favorite things to see on Insta. But I really have a hard time with it myself. So, today might be an unusual thing. I might actually do it. So I also wanted to show you these. I got these off of Temu, and the paper itself is actually, it's a baking paper that's round to do something. I don't remember now what it was. It's some sort of pastry, but I thought these round shapes in baking paper would look great, and I think it came in a package of 50 or 100. So I put these through the die machine, and this is how this particular embossing folder turned out, and I really like it. I'm a little afraid of messing this one up because I love it, and I just, I don't, you know, I just kind of don't want to go very dark on it, you know. So what if I were to do Lost Shadow? Let's see what I've got over here. Let me just grab a new dome. Look how much of that, oh, ink is stuck on there. Let's see, my domes are around here somewhere. Here's some. I only see 3. So I thought I would try the Lost Shadow first. Whoops, let's do that just so we don't mess it all up. So this is going to be a very, very light color, and I'm hoping it's enough to, you know, show something here, but I think it more maybe too close to the background color here. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. So, I mean, you can tell on this that there is a little color to it, but it's just not much. So let's try Hickory Smoke. That should give us a little bit of color. Just, okay, yes. We are on the right side. And again, I'm trying to go as light as I can. I just want to pick up a little bit of that texture and make it stand out a little bit better, so that when this is buried under things, you can see what it is that's embossed on there. Now this, because this is water activated, the Distress Oxides, not going to want to get this wet. And it's entirely possible, because of the nature of this paper, that the ink will rub off onto anything you put on top of it. But if you're just gluing something down, I think it's not going to matter. All right, now that's better. It's so light, but it looks really good like that, doesn't it? And let's try this one. So this is a butterfly thing. And you could do this with, you know, a color for the butterfly wings. I'm just doing this because I just want to see how it looks. And I do like that. There, it's just enough to give it a little bit more dimension. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to put these things away. And I am just going to grab something. Let's grab this one. Let's see if we can make something out of this. I'm just going to grab a couple of papers over here that might look good together. I have something in my basket that appears to be, well, I don't know what it is. Oh, maybe I do. It's little, yeah, it's where I pulled a booklet apart and I kept this because I thought it would look kind of cool. All right, here's some stuff. You know me, I had to go neutral. So, what if this wasn't the background? What if we did this? How cool is this? It's perforated packaging paper. There. I think I'll use this one. There's a scrap. And what if we made this our background? So, and then we use these pieces to add dimension and height. And when I'm doing clusters, I don't typically ink the stuff that I've attached. I'll leave that one. Maybe, well, that's just maybe the bottom of a book page. It seems awful thick. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna cut this in cut. I'm gonna rip that in half. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna rip this in half. I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna go like this. And I'm gonna go like that. And that will go there. What do you think? And I think I would like to put a button on this. I can use one of these 100 million things of washi too. All right, so let me just start plastering these down so I don't forget where I've had them. You know, a lot of people say take a picture of how you had it, but oops, this is not flowing. But I never do that. I never think to. I just hope I hope I keep them in the right kind of fashion. Oh, my thumbs are bothering me again. I knew that was going to happen when the doc said he wanted to do cortisone, and it would last, you know, anywhere from 4 months to a year or whatever. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been, but they started hurting some time ago. Okay, this next. And this next. And I am not being too terribly careful about the way these are put down and the amount of glue, because I think I would like to sew these, you know, kind of sew around this. Look at that, I covered up my favorite part. I hope there is nothing offensive on this. I think it's a Spanish page. There we go. So now that that is all set, let me just grab something that I can paste on here. Baxter, what are you doing? Oh, this dog, he's been into stuff all day. I think I'd like this button to stand out a little bit, so I'm going to grab a darker color, I think. And I feel like it needs to be, I know. But if we stamp something there or find something up in my basket that's already stamped. Denied. Yep, that'll do it. Let's take this off. Whoops. And I'm going to use this. And I am going to ink this. Oh, look what I just did. You know. Oh, my poor dog. He's got an allergy, and it's pretty bad. We had him on prednisone. We got him an emergency haircut. Went back to the doctor because the prednisone isn't working this time, so he put him on that new drug that you're seeing the ads for on TV. And now that's not working, so we're going to have to do some testing for this poor dog. Poor little Baxie. I feel so bad for him. He's just, I mean, literally all day, every day, unless he's sleeping, he's itching. And I can't keep up with it. I can't, you know, sit there and scratch the poor kid all day long. He tries to do it himself, but of course it's on his back where he can't reach it. Poor thing. All right, here we go. So that is one way to use your embossed stuff, and a great way to get out your embossing folders that you haven't touched in forever, which describes me exactly. And actually use something. I'm going to stick a little bit of washi on here. I think, oh, look at that. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I forget that like the paper washi has to have a backing, otherwise it would rip the stuff that is underneath. All right, let's just, there. I do want to put like a little drop of, well, you know what? If I'm sewing this, I don't really have to do that, do I? I can just put it down here and make sure this stitch goes through there. There we go. Not sure what happened there, but that's okay. There, now I'm going to call this done, and I'm pleased with how it turned out. I really like the texture on this, and I really like that I can rip these up and use them in small pieces. They still get shown or seen, and I'm not feeling too bad about, you know, it being covered up because there's still some there. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. So I hope you had fun. I hope you joined me and did some more of your own stuff. Maybe you paused the video and did some, you know, did some of your own embossing and inked it up and joined me to make a cluster and see how it turns out the way you do it. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and for hitting like, subscribing. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye.